Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. As my lessons continue to work through the ABRSM Grade 6 Music Theory Workbook, I now turn my attention to question 3A, Exercise 9. In question 3A, we are required to compose a short traditional style melody in the style of a given opening. And in this particular exercise, we are required to continue a Schubert cradle song. We begin in the key of C major and we are required to modulate to the relative minor key. Bearing in mind that all single melody composition will always imply a chord, we need to be careful that we observe the cadence points and that we observe the modulation points correctly. And we also need to use particular devices to make sure that our compositional technique stays attuned to the given extract, as well as being mindful of the instrument that we are composing for. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there. You can find the links to this in the cards and in the description box below. After this short little video, you can see sample examples of this lesson, and it shows you how I give you the tools and techniques to successfully complete this exercise. Everything you need to understand this advanced level music theory can be found in my Harmony and Composition textbook. You can find the links to this in the cards and in the description box below. Enjoy your studies! So our first job is to think, well, a cradle song, what's a cradle song? Although there are no words, it can apply to both songs and quiet instrumental compositions. I think we can guess that it's sort of to do with rocking to sleep, lullaby type composition. It could also be known as a berceuse, which is the French alternative, thinking perhaps of Chopin's berceuse. So we get the general gist, and we can see it's usually in this sort of 6 in a bar time signature where we've got this compound time, 6 quaver beats, counting 2 groups of 3. It's got this sort of rocking motion here. And we're going to be referring to this to keep within this style. So if, for example, you were thrown with a question where it's like, I have no idea what a cradle song is. Of course, I don't think that would be the case, but just for argument's sake, and you think, well, I have no idea what the horn's range is. And so if you just stick to the style and generally speaking the range that you're given here, you can't really go far wrong. And then we return to our tonic harmony before we then start to modulate somewhere around here. So we need to sort of bear in mind where we're going. So if we're heading to a chord 5 here, we want a G, a B or a D, don't we? So I'm going to start here as if a sort of a repetition, but now I'm going to extend this. And if we stay within chord 1, you know, it's a lullaby, it's a rocking sort of cradle song, gently rocking. So we don't want complex harmony, so I'm staying to chord 1, but I'm going to just, I think it's quite lyrical to just extend that. So we'll go, instead of to the C of the chord 1, we'll go to the E. Da, da. Gently falling to the tonic for the first part of that bar. So we've sort of come back to where we were, and then we're looking for either a G, B or a D. So we could go up to the D, or I think a falling stepwise is nice and gentle. So that's the B. And also that's our leading note, which is really sort of going to leave things hanging so it's not finished at all. And then if I do the repeated B here, so that will be like that. Just copy that. G, G, E, D, C, B. Now, of course, that's our leading note, and we want to return to our tonic. So a C, is definitely where it's got to go, whatever we do in this next section. Now, so I'm going to invert this and go down. C, G, C. So I'm going to make a little feature of this, and I'm going to use sequential treatment of this and move it up. D, G. Quite like returning to this note G here, so that's chord 5. So we have da 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 da. So if I go to an E, da. Now I could go E, G, E. That would work nicely, or I could change it. That's a chord 1 with a passing note in our new key. It's also chord 6 in the old key, so it sort of pivots nicely. A, G sharp. Let's use this timing, if not repeating the note. G sharp, A. There's no anacrusis, we need a full bar, that's that.